Good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to continue on in reading Daniel chapter 4, and I believe we left off on verse number 19. We'll reread verse number 19 and go from there. Then Daniel, whose name was Belshazzar, was astonished for 1 hour, and his thoughts troubled him. The king spake and said, Belteshazzar, let not the dream or the interpretation thereof trouble thee. Belteshazzar answered and said, My lord, the dream be to them that hate thee, and the interpretation thereof to thine enemies. The tree that thou sawest, which grew and was strong, whose height reached unto the heaven, and the sight thereof to all the earth, whose leaves were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all, under which the beasts of the field dwelt, and upon whose branches the fowls of the heaven had their habitation. It is thou, O king, thou art grown and become strong, for thy greatness is grown and reaches unto heaven, and thy dominion to the end of the earth. And whereas the king saw a watcher and an holy one coming down from heaven, and saying, Hew the tree down and destroy it, yet leave the stump of the roots thereof in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beast of the field, till 7 times pass over him. This is the interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which is come upon my lord the king, that thou shalt drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven, and 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whosoever he will. And whereas they commanded to leave the stump of the tree roots, thy kingdom shall be sure unto thee. After that thou shalt have known the heavens do rule. Wherefore, O king, let my counsel be acceptable unto thee, and break off thy sins by righteousness, and thine iniquities by showing mercy to the poor. It may be lengthening of thy tranquility. All this came upon the king Nebuchadnezzar. At the end of 12 months, he walked in the palace of the kingdom of Babylon. The king spake and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty? While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven, saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee, and they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from men, and did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like birds' claws. And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted mine eyes unto heaven, and mine understanding returneth unto me. And I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that liveth forever, whose dominion is everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation. And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. And he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven, and among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stand his hand, or say unto him, What doest thou? At the same time my reason return unto me, and for the glory of my kingdom mine honor and a brightness return unto me. And my counselors and my lords sought unto me, and I was established in my kingdom, and excellent majesty was added unto me. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt and all honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he is able to abase. So that is kind of a lesson that we can learn from Nebuchadnezzar, because he actually established himself above God. And what God did was he took the kingdom away from him, and Nebuchadnezzar for 7 years lost his mind because he put himself on a pedestal, and he said that I am the greatest. I can do anything I want. But he forgot that God was the one who put him in that position. Doesn't that sound familiar to somebody in position today that is thinking that he can do anything? He can bring peace. He can bring peace to the world. He can bring peace to the war in Ukraine. He can bring peace. He can fix the stock market. He can do anything he wants to. But he's forgetting that somebody else is in control of everything that he's doing, and God put him in that position. Trump is thinking that he can do anything. Now, what can he learn from this message in the Bible is that you cannot put yourself above God. You have to give credit where credit is due. And all my credit goes to God. You know, I started this YouTube channel not for myself, but for you to hear the word. And I'm hoping that you are enjoying the content. I don't think myself above anybody. I don't think myself as a great theologian or anything. I am just a humble servant. Like I always will say, that I am a servant of God. And that is what we can learn from Nebuchadnezzar. Don't put yourself above God. As I watch the world news today, I see that, you know, Trump is in a very volatile position, because, you know, he's actually separating us from the rest of the world, where the world is not going to defend us if we ever get into a war. And that's the reason why NATO was formed. If you think back when NATO was formed, it was so that we could have allies. Well, for each country could have allies, and they could depend upon them if any of us went to war. But Trump has offended our allies, and he has separated us from our allies. Who's going to defend us if somebody actually comes over to our soil and picks a fight with us? Nobody probably will defend us right now because of what Trump is doing to the world. He's tariffing everybody in the world. even some penguins. But he put a pause, another pause on those tariffs for 90 days. He's kind of wishy-washy, right? Does he actually have his mind, or has God actually taken it away from him, just as Nebuchadnezzar's mind was taken away? I don't know. That's just something to think about, isn't it? Well, if you like the content, I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up. Of course, leave a comment. And as always, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. Have a great day, and may God bless you.